Hi and welcome to NTD China News. I'm Kathleen Zhang and it's December 24th, Christmas Eve for those of you celebrating. Here are today's top headlines. China's state media revisits Xi Jinping's past with an in-depth profile, calls for a crackdown on corruption inside a property sell-off, and over the weekend a protest in Beijing over migrant education was halted before it could even begin. China's new party leader Xi Jinping has been in office for a little over a month. So far, he's made strong calls against corruption, and he's urged fellow communist officials not to flaunt their wealth. Other than that, little is known about him and his political inclinations. Now, state-run media are adding color to his elusive figure by publishing a profile article. The article details everything from his childhood to his future plans for the Communist Party.
A man of the people. That's what Chinese state-run Xinhua News Agency calls new party chief Xi Jinping. In this in-depth profile of Xi, published on Sunday, Xinhua portrays him as a leader who is close to the people. It comes complete with a photo gallery going back to Xi's childhood. It even mentions the public humiliation Xi suffered during the Communist Party's Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 76. Blogger Wu Jianguo says Xinhua's article is trying to paint Xi as someone the public can count on, and perhaps a leader who can correct the past wrongdoings of the party.
I think regardless of how sincerely Xi Jinping wants to carry out reform, if he wants to establish a just society without the hellish persecution under the Communist Party, he needs to discard the party altogether. If hope is placed on the party to carry out reform, it won't do it.
Xinhua's article revisited Xi's first public speeches after he took over as party secretary in November. It also talks about Xi Jinping's plans for realizing the China dream, or a renewal of the Chinese nation.
Can he really change the fate of the Communist Party or the Chinese people? I don't believe so. If the communist system were a boat, the only distinction or struggle would be between the captain and the crew. No one is willing to get off the boat because it carries their vested interests.
59-year-old Xi Jinping is the son of communist revolutionary leader Xi Zhongxun. Observers had hoped he would usher in a new period of much-needed political reform. However, during November's 18th Party Congress, outgoing leader Hu Jintao made it clear that the Communist Party would maintain its power and any reform would be within the Communist Party system. That was reinforced in this Xinhua profile. It says Xi Jinping had three responsibilities: to the nation, to the people, and ultimately the Communist Party. The newly appointed party chief will be taking over as China's president in March 2013.
Since he came into office, Chinese leader Xi Jinping has been telling officials to fight corruption or else risk the collapse of the Communist Party. One of the suggestions to combat corruption is to make communist leaders disclose their wealth, including property holdings. This has apparently spooked some officials, with reports that some are looking to get rid of their portfolios.
Chinese officials are selling off their real estate following recent calls by China's new leaders to crack down on corruption. Chinese media reported on Monday that nearly 15,000 second-hand properties were sold in Beijing in November. In Shanghai, property inventory increased from 410,000 units to 2 million. According to Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post, real estate agents have been getting text messages like, quote, 8 sets of hard-to-find flats, owners selling all at once. SCMP says many of those letting go of properties are government officials. Financial advisor Mr. Zheng says Chinese bureaucrats have been profiting from China's real estate boom by working with property developers.
We all know that real estate developers often give property to officials as gifts, either by discounting it or having a third party own the property for them. Sometimes the official isn't technically the owner, but the property is actually theirs.
Corruption and a growing wealth gap have fueled social tension in China. There have been mounting calls for officials to disclose their assets. A recent petition to top Chinese leaders have gotten more than 1,600 signatures so far. Mr. Zheng believes these are part of a positive trend.
The important thing in China now is that the public has a louder voice. They know to supervise and remind the government. This is very important because the country does not belong to any one person or any one party, It belongs to everyone.
Chinese netizens have turned to the internet to investigate and expose corrupt officials. In October, this official from Guangdong province was sacked after he and his family were found to own more than 20 properties worth almost $6.5 million.
China's factories are driven by the force of 230 million migrant workers. However, the status of these workers and their children as non-residents present problems when seeking out things such as healthcare and education. Parents in Beijing attempted to stage a protest over the weekend.
These Chinese migrant workers want their children to be able to attend schools in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. Currently, China's residential registration system prevents them from doing so. Around 20 parents tried to protest on Saturday. They said earlier attempts to apply for protest were ignored. When they came together anyway, police and plainclothes officers moved them away. 3 were reportedly detained, and reporters were blocked from filming. Millions of children of China's vast migrant workforce are barred from taking senior high school or college entrance exams where they live. This is because of half-century-old policies on household registration, known in China as hukou. According to regulation, they must return to their ancestral home for high school. 15-year-old Zhang Haite, who has lived in Shanghai since she was 4, has effectively become the poster child for the movement. Faced with the prospect of moving back to her ancestral home in Jiangxi province, Zhang launched a widely read microblog in May to argue her case online.
This restriction forces people to make the choice between their situation and their studies. Someone can choose to send their child back home to be a left-behind child. This is the reason why children are left behind in China.
Lawyers and parents have sent 3 petitions to authorities, making recommendations for how to phase out hukou restrictions on access to education. There has been no direct response, but earlier this year, the Ministry of Education issued an order requiring all provinces and major cities to draft proposals by the end of the year for including non-hukou children in exams. Several provinces have already done so, but Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangdong, regions with the biggest migrant populations, have not. China's 230 million migrant workers build the workforce of the world's second biggest economy. However, they have unequal access to education, health, and other services tied to official residence status.
And we'll take a short break, but coming up, Chinese businesses get a Christmas boost, and we'll take a look at the dark side of the manufacturing market, plus a jump to Heilongjiang province to experience the snow festival. And welcome back. While Chinese New Year is less than a month away, shoppers in China's biggest cities are not waiting. Chinese New Year is still the biggest winter holiday in China, but today more than ever, Christmas is being celebrated as well.
Although Christianity is not a widely practiced religion in China, it hasn't stopped Chinese businesses from using it to increase sales. Today in China, you see more Christmas decorations than ever before, especially in major cities. Christmas trees, lights, Santas, and reindeer are not uncommon. This Hilton in Beijing prides itself on its decorations and offers Christmas activities for those who want to celebrate the Western holiday.
We have a very busy Christmas. As you can see, we set up the Christmas train every year, which attracts a lot of families and kids. Our Christmas lighting is one of the biggest in Beijing.
It also offers a Christmas Eve banquet for $300 to $400. They're not the only ones selling Christmas food. This little French bakery offers chocolate Yule logs, Santas, and other festive foods.
Our best seller, of course, are the chocolate Santa and the gingerbread house and all the Christmas cookies. But I can say all the Christmas goodies are quite popular with our customers.
This wine cellar in Beijing has taken another approach to drum up business. Instead of the traditional holiday discounts after Christmas, it's begun offering them earlier.
During Christmas, we're offering a lot of deals, like buy one, get one free on champagne and discounts on French and Italian wine.
So while Chinese business may not have fully grasped the deeper meanings of Christmas, they're certainly figuring out how to be more successful on the popular holiday.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. 圣诞快乐，谢谢.
As Chinese businesses cash in on Christmas, we take a look at the other side of the shopping story, the low-cost workers that make these products possible. One former inmate from a Chinese prison explains what's driving China's manufacturing market.
The Christmas shopping season is almost over. For many shoppers around the world, a lot of what they see will have this label, Made in China. For over a decade, China has turned into the world's factory, thanks to a panel system that provides super low-cost labor.
The prison guards tell us we're slaves. They use whips and electric batons to make us work. We are never able to finish quotas, and they squeeze what they can from us.
Lu Jianhua spent 4 years in the Shenyang First Women's Prison in Liaoning Province. It's not an ordinary prison, though. For international traders, this place is also called the Shenyang Zhongli Enterprise Company Limited. According to online searches, the two places share the same address. This e-commerce website says the company has a labor force of more than 3,000 people. It mainly produces clothing, but also dabbled in Christmas decorations like this. These products are sold domestically and around the world.
I don't know where they are exported to. They don't tell us. There are some English words, but we don't know where the products go.
Lu says the prison wardens here are given bonuses based on the production level. Detainees work more than 12 hours each day, but that's not all. Because Lu was sent there for her belief in Falun Gong, she was also tortured.
They'll use electric baton on my face, neck, and arm. They can't keep the baton in one place. It zaps and I could smell burning, and the shock made my body tremble all over.
In addition to prison inmates, there are an estimated 200,000 registered detainees in China's labor camps. Individuals can be sent there without any legal process. In 2008, the U.S. State Department estimated practitioners of the Falun Gong spiritual practice make up about half that population. As for Lu, she managed to escape China in 2009 and has since sought asylum in the United States.
China's northeasternmost Heilongjiang province has a very bleak climate, which doesn't stop these revelers. Every year, its capital city, Harbin, hosts an international snow festival that draws tourists from all over the world. It showcases some of the world's finest snow sculptures that are large, detailed, and impressive.
The 25th annual Harbin Sun Island International Snow Festival kicked off today. Here in the capital of Heilongjiang Province, large sculptures carved from snow are an annual treat for the region. This woman says she never misses it.
I come to the Snow Expo every year. I feel that each is better than the last, and the snow sculptures are also getting ever prettier.
This year, the highest sculpture, a Huiyan maid, measures over 82 feet. According to state media, this year's snow festival will also boast the world's longest snow slide that will open in the next 2 or 3 days.
It's fascinating and overwhelming. We came here the day before yesterday, but I think we got more out of it today. It was the most impressive.
Harbin's Sun Island Park is divided into 7 different areas with their own district snow sculpture themes. The Snow Expo covers over 148 acres and uses almost 33,000 square feet of snow.
And that's all for today's NTD China News, but remember to catch more from us on the web at ntdtv.org. And just like your favorite Chinese restaurant, we'll still be open for business tomorrow, even though it's Christmas Day. Have a nice day, and we'll see you then.